Well, parking spots mean big profits, and no one knows that better than a company called Central Parking. The company is the largest operator of parking garages in the world, with more than 2,200 facilities and about 1 million spaces, though you can't get them in New York sometimes. Revenue at the company up 77% in just 2 years, and profits up a whopping 103%. Now, investors appear to be putting some Central Parking in their portfolio. Shares have more than doubled in the past month, closing yesterday at 45.5. Today, Central Parker trading under its old ticker symbol PK and trading it in fact, for a new one, CPC. Joining us now to tell us more about his business is Monroe Carroll Jr. He is chairman and CEO of Central Parking. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Where I grew up, if you promised to turn somebody's business into a parking lot, that was a threat. But you're making money doing it. Explain your business, if you would.
Well, we're in the commercial parking business. We really operate in the central business district, and we feel like we provide a service that every urban city needs, and it's continued to be a very viable business. So far, unfortunately, there's never been a replacement for that automobile, but we do work best in cities like New York, where there is alternative transportation, such as the subway or trains or so on.
And a business, though, that has so much competition still is able to charge reasonably high prices, particularly in New York City. Can you explain that paradox of your business?
Well, people never come to the city to park. They really come for some business purpose, and so proximity to the destination is really the key thing. We like to be close to the major generators, such as stadiums and arenas and major office buildings or retail. People will stay in their automobile as long as possible in order to park as close as they can to their destination. So that really impacts the pricing and the demand.
Mr. Carroll, hi, it's Jim Rogers. You point out that nobody's replaced the car. Well, the car has been around for 50 years, and people have been parking for 50 years. What is different about your approach to parking that would make your stock sell for 3 or 4 times revenues?
Well, I think that we brought professionalism to the business. We've always been a profit-driven company, and that was true when we were private, and we continue to operate basically in the same fashion. And we've always been a growth company. We are maintaining now better than a 40% growth from year to year in net profits since going public, but we've been a growth company since our original incorporation in 1968.
But isn't your growth coming from acquisition? I mean, people aren't parking more than they used to.
Well, our growth comes from 2 primary sources. While we're a consolidator, we also have a core business that produces in the mid-20s as far as growth is concerned. So we maintained 25% year-to-year growth when we were private before the consolidation actually takes place. So really consolidation continues to add. We try to make sure as a consolidator that we still continue to adhere to the core business that's made us successful for some 30 years.
No, I know you've been growing by consolidating and by adding parking lots, but are people what's the basic underlying growth in this business? Are people parking 10% more than they used to, 20%? They don't have any more cars than they used to.
Well, you're wrong there. The growth in the number of automobiles per family has continued to go up and continues to go up today. That's one of the reasons, though, we are also very heavy in the international market. Wherever you see an emerging economy, you will see a growth in automobiles. I think the automobile in some cases, is just like the home and the other primary benefits that an emerging economy wants to have. And our European, as well as our operations in Mexico, and we're moving into Central and South America, all of that is because of this growth or this emerging economy and the people who take advantage of that.
Well, there's little question that a growth abroad for parking anyway, and electricity and other basic needs will certainly be booming. So is your future growth Asia, Latin America, Africa, I mean in underdeveloped, lesser developed countries?
Well, we will continue to grow here in the United States through consolidation, and the growth and from our perspective is that in our business we think larger is better. And we can take advantage of that perspective in the U.S. and then, of course, to continue to grow in Asia as well as in Europe and Central and South America are certainly strategies we intend to follow going forward.
Your company sent me 20 or 30 pages of press releases, but there's no balance sheet. Is your company a leveraged company, or are you debt-free?
We are basically debt-free. I think today we have less than $50 million of debt. We've never carried debt. I'm opposed to debt. We were a debt-free company when we went public. As we've made acquisitions, we've paid it off either through cash flow or through one secondary offering of stock that we've had since being public, some 30 months.
All right, Mr. Carroll, we'll leave it there. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Monroe Carroll Jr. is Chairman and CEO of Central Parking. Still to come, Joe's Summer Stock Series continues. Plus, we will take a ride with the CEO of amusement park operator Cedar Fair. But next, Kathleen